就是在这个合作的过程当中，他能够重新建构他在这个社会当中的跟你的社区、跟你的大的社会之间的关系，重新建构。
Because building a house is a collaborative work, so that's why during the construction process, you will rebuild the friendship and the trust between each other. You will also rebuild your own communities, and that is very important.
而且，在建立这个新的社区的过程当中，它大概有1年到2年的时间可以解决它基本的生活问题。
And of course, building a house takes time. Usually, it takes 1 year or 2 years. If the people can build their own houses, that means they also can have a temporary job within 1 or 2 years.
尤其在一个新的社会里头，要能够适应这个社会是很不容易的，所以他必须要有这个缓冲的空间，让他能够重新调整自己的步伐，融入这个社会。
And of course, for the refugees, for the asylum seekers, of course, it is very difficult for them to truly become part of a member of the society. So they need time, they need space, they need flexibility as a part of society. So sometimes it's a 1 to 2 year building process actually provide flexibility as well as a preparatory work for the members of the refugee asylum seeker to be ready as a part of a society.
在这个过程当中，可以建立就是说互相支持的一个体系，因为在一个新的社会里头，单打独斗是很不容易的，所以在这个过程当中，有社区的支持，有朋友的支持，在这个整个建设过程当中，这是为未来的进入一个新的社会，它是一个很重要的一个资源。
So that means the building process actually provide a platform for exchanging the idea, a platform to receiving the help and support from your family, from your friend, from your community, even from the society.
但是我们现在的建房的系统，基本上来讲，他们是没法参与的。我们现在的所有的建房的系统，他们是没法参与的。那我们让他们要能够参与这个建造、重建自己的家园，最重要的就是我们很多技术上我们必须要改良。
But of course, we all understand at this moment, basically, untrained people cannot participate in the building construction because it is very difficult, because it is very professional, and that is one of our challenges.
所以说，我们看这个过程当中，我们特别就是由他们这个非专业的人，不管是说他们是难民，或者是志愿者，或学生，大家可以看到他们的那个非常笨拙的动作，就是用这种方式，他还是可以把房子盖起来。
And this exhibition, People's Architecture, A Right to Live House, is trying to demonstrate, even we have a refugee, asylum seeker, most of them are first in their lifetime to build a construction site, to build a house. But through simplified construction, actually, they can build their own houses.
所以这里边有很多技术的细节，我等一下可以说明一下。那这是很关键的，因为我们基本上来讲，我们现在的建房的行为，是消费行为，是花钱买的。我们要把它重新找回来，变成一种生产行为，是它可以自己做的。这里边有很多的技术问题要克服。
And in my later talk, I will try to explain how we reduce the difficulty of making this building, how we reduce the difficulty of the building construction, and of course it involves a lot of technical issues. And here, there's also very important issues is because in our society, basically, no one can participate in the construction design. So that's why everyone are the consumer for buying a house with a great fortune because the house is very expensive. So the architect's aim, as well as the meaning behind this architecture installation is how we transform the people from a consumer into a producer, producing their own houses. Because we understand, as long as you can build your own houses, actually the house can be much cheaper.
另外就是说，我们的房子如果是我们自己做的，不只是在我们的劳动力上，我们可以得到抒发，可以创造自己的价值。最重要的就是说，很多的文化的，美学的、个人喜好的，都个人的梦想，都可以在这个过程当中实现。
And also very important, because everyone has a desire to work, a desire to create, and a desire to own your own houses. So that's why the building process it becomes a perfect platform to release the desire of a human being, and also become a platform because it provides the chance of a cultural exchange between different people, different community, and different family.
另外就是说，我们现在所有的建筑有一个趋势，整个全世界建筑趋势就是必须要是非常环保的、可持续的。那我们这个建筑呢，基本上来讲，全部在这个原则上来设计、来兴建。
And of course, the trends of modern architecture, there's one principle are very important, is the sustainability. So this house, we not only reduce the difficulty of technology, the difficulty of construction, but also we follow the principle of the sustainable design and construction.
如果说我们这个可持续的观念，如果只是在学术上或者少数人在执行上是没有意义的。我们是希望说，这个就在他的生活当中，他的营建过程当中，很自然的就能够体现并从事这方面的工作。
And here, what I really want to emphasize is the sustainability doesn't mean high tech. The sustainability can be applied in everyone's everyday life. So what I want to emphasize is even it's a primitive architecture with a very primitive technologies, but the sustainability still can be applied and you can see, you can experience everywhere as a part of the construction.
所以在这个建筑当中，我们会呈现了一种非常环保简易的保温的做法，还有就是我们的生态的厕所。
And of course, we understand we are in Finland. We have very cold winter, so the insulation for the house is definitely one of the priority. So later I will explain how we use such a easy, simple, but sustainable way to create the insulation for the building combined with this easy assembly timber frame to build a house.
另外，这个生态厕所是一个很重要的我们会有一个厕所它是叫做尿粪分离的厕所。这是就是说可以解决我们的这个污染的问题。我们这些排泄物其实是一个资源，怎么让它变成一个资源，而不是一个废弃物，甚至于是一个污染源。
And in this house, we will also install a toilet, and the toilet basically is separate the pee and poo, and also the toilet doesn't need the maintenance provided by the city government. So that's why we also try to think about if without electricity, even without water, how a house can survive in a much more economic and sustainable way.
可能这墙体还没有做，厕所还没有做，做下来的开始做的时候，我们会再详细的解释为什么我们要这样设计。那很多不只是说技术问题，很多是价值跟观念的问题，因为我们要调整到我们可以真正的进入到可持续的、永续的生活的时候，我们不只是行为各方面，包括你的头脑、你的价值观念都得调整，你才有办法进入到这个可持续的一种生活。
Because at this moment the house is still under construction and we cannot see the detail of the interior design. But later on in the next week we can have more explanation. But here, what I try to emphasize, because the toilet design is also part of our everyday life. So changing the way of using a toilet, the style, typology of a toilet actually is very close to our life, and how we truly apply our life to follow the principle of sustainability is one of the priority in our practice.
这个细节现在可能没办法解释哈。我在做的时候再执行，否则现在讲听不懂。所以说，我们虽然说盖一个房子，其实它的各种的意涵都在里面的，包括有技术的，包括有社会文化的，还有经济的，还有环保的，全部都在这里面。
And we try to use these small houses to demonstrate our approach for architecture on the aspect of society, environment, as well as economy.
所以说，它是一个表演，一个展示，一个表演，但是它又不是一个纯粹的只是表演，它是真正的生活的展现，真正的劳动生产的表现。
So the whole building process is like a performance art, because you can see a trained worker truly build a house, and the house, as we should say, is a temporary shelter, and supposedly it can really adopted by human being to sustain human life.
所以它包括人权啊这些东西，这个在这个小小的房子里头建造过程，我们必须把它呈现出来。
So that's why we believe the refugee, asylum seeker, should have a right to build their own houses. Because once they can build their own houses, it's not only deal with the European immigration crisis, but also to demonstrate the basic of the human right. Okay, that's all. Basically,